Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Interjection here. And I'm doing a BTM style intro, or at least attempting to, because today we have a BTM style video. I will be playing Age of Empires 3 myself, and this is something I haven't been doing a lot of in recent times. Yes, I've been busy casting the tournament games, but really that hasn't left a lot of time for me to play games, and I am starting to get a bit rusty, I think. This was surprising to me. Anyway, today I will be leading my Spanish colony to victory, wealth, glory, knowledge, and ultimately victory, only opposed by the Ottoman Empire. Welcome to Patagonia. That is the map that we are playing. But in all seriousness here, today, not a great start in my opinion. Took me a while to get those settlers onto the food crates, and only had the one settler straight on. Didn't have the others straight on, and I didn't get the settler in queue as quickly as I would have liked to. And really, let's not talk about my crates for too long, because it doesn't warrant that much discussion since it is fairly insignificant. But you can also see that I've gathered up 20 coin, and really, what am I going to do with coin in Age 1? I'm not going to go for an early market since, of course, playing Spain, I want to go for a fast fortress-style build, and a market would only slow me down to the colonial age, and therefore would slow down the arrival of my 700 coin shipment, which would then in turn slow down my fortress age time. So no thank you to the early market. Can't really be doing a lot with the coin right now, and that is unfortunate. But yeah, here we see herding a deer herd back to my base. Want to do that nice and early, of course. But the first thing I did with my explorer was grab myself 30 XP. Now going for a 90 XP treasure. Going to start creeping that to the best of my ability here. Of course, these are a bit stronger than coyotes since they are wolves, and it is a little bit problematic. So I'm going to crack shot that pesty one that didn't run away from me, and then continue to slice up this one here. And then I'll walk outside of the kind of circular radius around all treasures and let that coyote run away from me and start shooting at it again. But so I went for a 30 XP treasure right off the bat, guarded by a tribalman who has a blowgun. Does a lot of damage, very beefy ranged attack, but nothing in the melee department. So if you put your explorer into melee combat, then really you can get those blowgun treasures really super easy, and 30 XP is absolutely perfect off the bat for Spain. Spain, you know, the civilization where shipments actually require less experience points to arrive, and also I hadn't even received my first shipment, so Spain, XP is always worth slightly more to them, I guess, than other civilizations, since you're getting the same amount of XP, but really you're receiving a higher or larger percentage of your shipment due to that XP. And also, when you don't even have your first shipment, it arrives so much quicker with that 30 XP, and I can get those 3 settlers working. But here we have a 90 food treasure, or a 70 food treasure. Food, a perfect treasure, and I wish I'd found this sooner, because, well, at this point in the game it's alright, because I think I can still try and get this before I click up, and of course food, very useful, going to help me get up to the colonial age faster than I normally would. So, try my best here, but I have to kind of run away from that wolf just at the last moment, because it was attacking me and it, you know, didn't quite run away from me as I was hoping it would. And I had to walk outside of the circular radius so that it would run away from me, so that my explorer wouldn't take too many hit points worth of damage and not actually die. But unfortunately not getting that before I click up. But, you know, I guess that's alright. I'm still getting the food, and it'll still help me up to Fortress Age, and will help me out with whatever I intend to do. But here, yes, my explorer just went into hand combat with my opponent's explorer, and I was really worried then, because his had way more hit points than mine, and he'd easily be able to bring me down. But he didn't actually put his explorer into hand combat mode. It just, you know, they were just fighting next to each other, and then I was able to walk away from him, which I found, you know, that tiny mistake from him. If he'd managed to stay in hand combat with me, if he'd like switched the combat mode, then I would have lost my explorer, and I would not have got it back all the way to my town. And I need the explorer to put up a trading post. You can see that I've already switched settlers. Well, the moment I switched my settlers from food to wood, the moment I clicked up to the next stage. I want to have 250 wood so that I can get that trading post up. And of course, I'm going to switch my settlers from food to wood the moment I hit up, so that I can get that wood as fast as possible, and then lay down a TP trading post as fast as possible. But you know, if my explorer had gone down, that would have all been in vain, and I would not be getting that trading post up, because I have to wait until I'm in the second age, and then obviously each time you hit up to the next stage you get an extra 100 hit points on your explorer for free, and then I could have gone and revived him, but I wouldn't have then been able to start building a trading post until I was in the second age. Anyway, I over-collected on 14 wood, which was a misplay from me, but with that wood, I think in the end it didn't turn out too badly, because I'm able here to put down some wall segments, which are 5 wood each. I end up collecting 1 extra wood to round it up to 15, and then I can put down a 3rd wall segment. And these are all going to give me line of sight to any kind of incoming Ottoman push, which might actually be happening. That is a viable strat to rush me That is I guess, a counter fast fortress build if you can do it hard enough and fast enough. But anyway, yeah, always nice. Would have been better to not have over-collected on the wood, though. I could then, of course, switch back to food sooner and have a bit more food and click up a bit sooner. But yes, here, placing my tower where it is, as you can see, I wish I'd placed it closer to the berries, because then if his units start to come in and attack me, I can, you know, I haven't got that many hunts left. That herd I'm bringing in is, you know, it's a deer herd. It's easy. It's not hard. I mean, it's quite hard to get back to your base. They're easy to kill since they only have, you know, 2 shots worth of damage on them before the deer falls over. It's not many in that herd. And what if they back herded? I wouldn't have a herd then. So if I place the tower on the berries, I'd have a place to collect food and easily garrison in. And yeah, but I can't really delete the tower once I've placed it, because then you don't have a tower. It's not like you can just rebuild them like with settlers. But here, 700 coin arriving. I could have sent that slightly sooner. I mean, if you hit up and then you're waiting, ready on the button to press 700 coin, I believe I was like, you know, 5 seconds slow or something. And that literally means my fortress age time will be 5 seconds slower, which, you know, every second counts. And really, they do add up over time. But yeah, getting 5 settlers straight onto the big 500 coin crate, and then 1 settler on each of the 100 coin crates. Of course, I had 200 already from my age up, and let's remember I started with 100 coin, of which I collected 20 right off the bat for no reason. But you know, that's all the 1,000 coin that I needed to age up. Here I'm listening to music whilst I'm playing the game. That's why I've actually muted the sound. That's why we don't have any game sounds, unfortunately. But yeah, 700 wood now arriving. Going to use that, of course, to put up a barracks and some houses. Putting the barracks up behind my town centre, though, because it's more easily defended there. Getting my settlers now into the tower, and they're protected from the Janissaries, and then ejecting them straight into the town centre. I have 10 settlers in the town centre to defend with. Now, yes, that barracks up behind my town is much more difficult for him to defend. If it had been on the front, I imagine that'd be the first building he goes for, which wouldn't have been nice, because then I'd have to find 200 wood from somewhere. Sending 7 Rodell arrows, because my fast fortress build, send 7 Rodell arrows as your first shipment, then train either 10 musketeers or 10 Rodell arrows, depending on the civilization I'm up against. And I think since then you have a decent amount of anti-cavalry by the time you hit up. And then your first shipment can be 2 cannons, which is, you know, if you didn't send the 7 Rodell arrows as you were aging up, you know, then you would not have enough anti-cavalry to protect your cannons, and they would just go down very easily, and that would not be ideal at all, and that would kind of be a really big disadvantage if you lost those cannons. So cannons not always the best first fortress age shipment, since they can go down quite easily if you lack anti-cavalry, but if you do have the anti-cavalry, I think it's fine. But as it stands, 7 Rodell arrows is going to help me out here, because really, you saw him take down my tower. He just took down a house, and now he's going to move on to the back of my base. Going to start sieging down all of the houses, because those are the biggest things that are going to hurt me the most. He's probably not likely to bring down the town centre with those before I age up. And as you can see here, I'm just going to pop minutemen with the 4 hussars I receive for free when I hit up. And also those 7 Rodell arrows now all going to come in at the same moment and hopefully repel him out of my base. Also stacking that with the town centre fire. Only just now sending my 5 lancers. If rushed, 5 lancers are your best friend. As I said, I would have sent cannons, but did not end up actually training any barracks units since I was kind of pushed and I had to have settlers in the town centre. Didn't have the gather time. But you know, I don't mind being rushed here, because in a way it's just the 5 lancers. It's not too bad to deal with, and I think it's pretty solid. 5 lancer shipment to repel this, but you can see I made my rustiness. I made absolutely no attempt to micro at all. My cavalry were just taking hand damage from those, of course, Janissaries, and really I should have been pulling the hussars away from the Janissaries when they are being attacked. And I didn't do that, and I should have been making sure that the minutemen were focusing the Janissaries down, since you know, that's what they're best against, I suppose, whilst the Rodell arrows were focusing down the cavalry, since that's what they counter, but, you know, just letting them all do their own thing, and really I shouldn't have done that at all. I should have really been focusing, and I might have, actually, it would have been fairly even in that fight, I think, if I had kind of focused it down. And these 5 lancers, yes, they've pushed him out of my base, but I would perhaps have been able to do more damage without them. If he adds in a few hussars now, the lancers don't do too great against hussars, but we'll see how it goes. 12 pikemen here. 12 pikemen as my second colonial age shipment, sorry, fortress age shipment now. And those are going to be to protect my cannons with. I am thinking about cannons, and I will be training nothing but skirmishers from that barracks. So I'm going to need some sort of anti-cavalry to protect them, since that is all they are weak against. Here I see my opponent has accidentally shipped his 700 coin shipment to that tower, and I quickly capitalise on the fact that he has done that by sending my settlers, lots of them, over to there to kind of gather it up. Here there's a fight going on, and I normally wouldn't engage that, since Janissary is not so good against my pikemen. Sorry, I mean Janissary is quite good against my pikemen. My pikemen really don't fare well against Janissaries. But I need to kind of fight here, because I want that coin, and you can see I've collected it up. And if I hadn't, I have to engage here to give my settlers the opportunity to collect it up. I think it was worth doing there. Anyway, I don't want to waste too many pikemen, because then I won't have, the point of the pikemen was to have anti-cavalry to defend my my cannons with. And if I'm going to lose a lot of pikemen here fighting the Janissaries, and there probably won't be that much anti-cavalry, and I guess I'm kind of playing it a bit risky here. I should really wait for more anti-cavalry before I send those cannons in, because if they go down, I'm really going to be in a bad situation. But still fighting, 700 wood on the floor, and of course 700 wood. I can collect that with my settlers as well. And that is, I guess, why I'm still engaged here. Focusing down the barracks with those cannons, I kind of ought to have used one of the cannons at least to bring down one of the Janissaries that was there, since then the pikemen would no longer have to fight it. Anyway, sieging down the barracks, and then decided it would be a better idea to focus down the tower, because if he pops 3 hussars at the tower, since you could use it as a forward spawn point, then those cannons would be in a bit of a sticky wicket, so to speak. Anyway, very fortunate that I found all these resources of his. Certainly, for every resource I gathered up of his, he no longer has, and on top of that, him not having it, I actually have it myself, so it's kind of a double GG to him. Very nice. I can start training lots of units with that, and the wood is especially helpful, because wood, being the slowest gathering resource, is something I don't really want to collect, and I'm only going to put a few settlers on it, like 2 or 3, just to maintain house production. And really, I want all of my settlers to be gathering food and coin so that I can train as many military units as possible. Wood isn't something I'm going to come by very easily, and with that wood, I was able to throw down another trading post and get the stagecoach upgrade in queue. And that stage upgrade, just as soon as the trading route has been upgraded, going to pay homage to the Travois man there. I really do enjoy the Travois man, but unfortunately he's kind of outclassed by the stagecoach. Going to switch those stagecoach straight onto wood, and then I won't have to have settlers on food. Sorry, settlers on wood. I can have all of my settlers on food and coin, of course, for military production here. But now I believe I sent 8 Rodelleros, or was it 9? Since of course we are playing the Asian dynasties. No, we're not. We're playing Vanilla Age of Empires 3. So the Rodellero shipments are stronger. Also, the Lancer shipments are stronger, which is nice. Spain's certainly a stronger civilization on vanilla. Some would argue the strongest. Playing vanilla today because as a lot of you will know, my rank is above level 25, and if it is, then it does decay over time. If you do not play a game for 2 weeks, then your rank will start to go down until you do play another game. And I guess that's in place to kind of stop the people on the top of the ladders from really staying up there without playing games. And I think that's a fair system in place, but that's why I'm playing vanilla today. Normally I would play Asian Dynasties. I am kind of enjoying that. But yeah, I was waiting for those Rodelleros to arrive because I didn't want to just walk into his base with 2 cannons, 4 pikemen, and a couple of skirmishers. So kind of needed to wait for the Rodelleros to get there so I'd have an adequate amount of anti-cavalry to really protect them should he have any hussars. Now, I think I should have done a better job of scouting him here because the military buildings are my main focus and I couldn't find them in his base. And, really should have walked a war dog or my explorer into his base to scout them out so I know what buildings to focus down first. But here, in he comes with a couple of hussars. He walks straight up to my cannons, and honestly, this guy, not the best kind of guy, no offense to him, but he just let his cavalry get destroyed by my pikemen. Here I'm building a house, and of all things, I do not do a very good job of microing at all. Honestly, I should be making sure my cannons are constantly focusing down infantry, because if they're left idle, they'll just target a building on vanilla, and really you don't want to be doing damage against a building because it's such a waste. And I should be making sure my skirmishers are focusing down his janissaries, and I'm not. They're just, focusing anything. And but besides the point. Again, me being rusty. Interjection. Why you so noob? But in the end, he resigns right here. I think the fact I stole so many of his resources really crippled him. And honestly, he came in at totally the wrong time to attack. A more appropriate response via Spain would be that BS double rack 700, 600 food time janissary push thingy to focus down my town centre, or I guess to fast fortress yourself, or even a water boom if you can pull that off correctly. But let me know what you think of this video. It's a bit different from my regular uploads, but if you enjoyed it, leave a like, and I'll think about making some more once the tournament has finished. Of course, at the moment, I am a bit rusty, and I didn't have the highest level opponent, but I'll get back into the swing of things eventually, and I'll bring you some perhaps more evenly matched games, so to speak. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name has been Interjection, and I will see you next time.